Good evening and welcome to WKTV, your local sports authority for Wyoming, Kentwood, and Gaines Township. I'm Paul Cableman, my partner is Mark Bergsma, and Mark, we're here at a beautiful setting, Forest Hills Northern, which is the home away from home for TNT football. They play host to the Mustangs of NorthPointe Christian tonight. Mark, what's your take on tonight's game?
Well, we really don't know much about either of these two teams except that they're young programs, brand new coaches, 2-2, both of them. Could be a real interesting game. We don't know much about the offenses or the whole approach to the game, so we're going to learn a lot tonight.
Yes, we are, and like you said, they're both 2-2, so should be an interesting ball game. Both are young programs, TNT in their second year of football, and NorthPointe in actually their first year. They sprang off of TNT's program from last year. TNT, by the way, is made up of 3 different schools, which consists of the Potter's House, Tri-Unity Christian, and West Michigan Lutheran. And so they have about 33 kids on their squad, and I believe the NorthPointe has 49 tonight because they didn't have a freshman or JV game this week. So their squad's a little beefier than what it normally would be.
I love this venue, too.
Oh, yes. It's
great
beautiful.
spot here.
It is. But we'll be back in just a moment for the start of tonight's ball game. Well, welcome back to WKTV, your local sports authority for Wyoming, Kentwood, and Gaines Township. Mark, in our pregame, we talked about the difference in the size. And if my math is correct, TNT outweighs the Mustangs of NorthPointe Christian by about 250 pounds on the line, on the front line.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a determining factor because usually the games are won and lost in the trenches.
It's kind of ironic, too, we were talking about it earlier, because TNT's in the kind of the, I hesitate to say Honolulu blue, but the kind of the royal
No, we
blue
don't wish
color.
that on them.
and that's the colors of NorthPointe Christian. So
Very true.
tonight it'll be NorthPointe Christian in the black and white, and their coaches are in the royal blue.
Whereas on the flip side, TNT's coaches are in the black and white.
Exactly.
They're dressed in the blue uniforms.
Contrasting uniforms here tonight. But a beautiful setting. I love this place.
This is gorgeous.
So cool here.
You couldn't ask for a prettier setting.
No. And it looks, we were talking about this earlier, too. It looks like one of these new high-tech turf fields because it's just perfect.
Yeah,
I mean,
well
it's
manicured.
just perfect. If that's grass, I want to know I want to know the lawn service they get, because
I want to get some seed.
that is just beautiful. And of course, the setting here is gorgeous down the hill.
Here at Forest Hills Northern's field between NorthPointe Mustangs and TNT football program. We'll begin by having a word of prayer. So if everybody would please rise, gentlemen, remove your hats.
Okay, we're going to take time out here and listen to
We're going to take a
the
brief
opening
moment
prayer.
and have a word of prayer. I'd like to do at least a little bit of silence first. We have the Gortzma family. I don't know if you've been in the news, dealing with the Calvin Christian School, and they are in need of prayer for their son Travis. Also in our own Tri-Unity family, the Sorin family, one of the teacher's son, Conlon Sorin, has come down with a serious illness. So I know we're about football, but we need to be about the Lord's business. So let's just have a moment of prayer, and then we'll have the playing of the national anthem. Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this opportunity to come to play football this evening. And we do come together in agreement that we lift up the Gortzma family those lives, Lord. We put them in your hands. We thank you for this opportunity to play football. We pray that each player would play to the best of their ability. Wisdom for the coaches, safety for the players on the field. Thank you for the referees and their ability to come and call a great game. We're blessed. What a great evening. And we just want to say thank you, Lord, for everything that's going on in our lives, that you command everything in it. So, Lord, we thank you for everything that's going on. We thank you for this evening. We give you the praise, honor, and glory. And everybody said,
Amen. At this time, we'll have the singing of the national anthem. Maybe. Appreciate your patience here as we wait for the honor of our country and the singing of our national anthem.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
A nice rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner.
It certainly was. Was that live, Paul?
I do believe it was.
Now, we couldn't see the singer, but she had a beautiful voice, and what a refreshing way to start a game with,
Absolutely.
with a word of prayer and intercession for the players and the coaches. Just an awesome beginning to this game. Don't see that every day.
No, you don't, and I do appreciate it like you do.
Yeah.
It looks like TNT has deferred after winning the toss and will kick off to start the ball game. We'll see which end that they will defend. I think they're going to defend the north end, but I'm not sure yet.
Well, we have two teams, as you said earlier, Paul, that are 2-2, both of them. We have NorthPointe coming in, having defeated Bellevue and Ascoda and lost to Pittsford and Waldron. Both of those losses were pretty convincing losses. And then on the other hand, we've got TNT having defeated Baldwin, which has been around for a while.
Yes, they have.
And also Big Rapids Crossroad. And both of those games, the Baldwin game fairly close, the Big Rapids Crossroads game, kind of a blowout for TNT. But then they've lost in a couple of blowouts to Kent City and Kelloggsville. So both young programs. And it'll be interesting tonight, see how this plays out.
It looks like I was wrong. The TNT is going to defend the southern end zone to start the ball game. And kicking off for TNT, number 82, Drew Scaife, 6'7", 250-pound senior. And I'm not sure who the deep men are.
Well, we're underway.
Kickoff is taken at about the 17. I believe that's number 4, Jonah Koch. He's still on his feet, and was that ball loose?
Yeah, he jarred it loose.
See who's got the ball here as they unpile this.
Thought it was
massive
out of
humanity.
bounds, but
I think it was number 4 running it back.
I don't see any referee signal, so I'm going to say that's going to belong to NorthPointe.
Actually, it's number 44, Robbie Hine, I think, that may have brought it back. Ball is spotted at the 41, 1st and 10 for the Mustangs.
We're kind of in that dusk time of night here, and it's getting a little tough in the twilight here to see the numbers, but soon I'm sure the lights will kick on and we'll be able to see a lot better.
Number 2 behind center hands it off to number 6, Caleb Jobson.
Johnson, the ball carrier, picks up about 4.
Looks like Jobson gets it out to the 45, so a pickup of 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. Number 2, Tommy Tresh at the starting quarterback position for the Mustangs. That name sounds familiar.
Yeah, it does.
2nd and 6. The handoff is to number 20, Matt Belk. Belk is pretty much stopped right at the line of scrimmage. He might have a half a yard perhaps. See where the spot. That's nose of the ball still on the 45, so we'll call it no gain.
Pretty straightforward football here. A couple of dives into the line, off tackle.
Just kind of feeling each other
Yeah.
out to start the ball game. The only problem is that's what the Lions do all day long.
You mentioned the size differential. It'll be interesting to see how the NorthPointe offensive line is able to contend with the larger TNT line.
Number 2 on a quarterback keeper, Tommy Tresher on the left side. He's going to be out close to a first down, but I think he may be just short.
About a half yard short. I think he made it to the 49.
It's like 77 and 23 on the stop. That's Christian Gibbons and number 77, Jonte Turner.
Okay, Coach, here's an early decision for you. You're across the 50-yard line. You go for it. You got about a yard to go.
Yes,
Okay.
I do.
I do too. I like that decision. And that's exactly what the coaching staff for NorthPointe has decided to do. You got to get that half yard or that yard right now and keep this drive alive and
Create some momentum.
yeah, and establish yourself a little bit. Keeper
Fresh behind center.
Nope.
Gives it to number 6,
gets it
Caleb
easily.
Jobson. He's got the first down and then some. Down to about the 45 of TNT. We'll call it 44. So it's going to be 1st and 10 there. 6-yard pickup for Jobson.
Kind of a late arriving crowd, Paul, but a nice group over
Mm-hmm.
there for NorthPointe. I think they're on the
They're on the
yeah,
east
they're
side.
the, they're the visitors, and this is kind of a scattered crowd here for TNT, but there's a nice group out here for them as well.
This is actually considered the home field for TNT.
Okay. Boy, I'd love to have it be my home.
Pass is completed, and that is to, I believe, number 8. Number 8, Johnny DeLong, and he's got a first down inside the 20.
Nice play. You're going to see this here. It's just a simple swing pass out in the right flat, and as we replay it here, nicely executed, and then the receiver does the rest on his own.
26-yard pickup. 1st and 10 now for the Mustangs at the 18-yard line of TNT. Tommy Tresh barking out the signals, hands it off to number 6, Caleb Jobson. He goes nowhere.
Now there's a case, Paul, where what you talked about earlier, the size of the line just made a difference. The right defensive tackle just stood the guard up on that side, just absolutely stood him right up into the ball carrier, and there was no place to go.
Bring up 2nd and 11. Direct hand a pitch, I believe, to number 20, Matt Belk. Belk gets it back to, I believe, about the original. He picked up a yard. We'll call it the 17. Pick up a 2, actually. 3rd and about 8 now for the Mustangs. 8:08 remaining in the first quarter. No score here at Forest Hills Northern. TNT playing host to NorthPointe Christian. Tresh behind center. Takes snap, drops back to throw. Gets it off, nice completion, and he's going to go in for the touchdown. Number, is that 8 or 6?
I think that's number 8. I think that's
Number 8. Johnny DeLong with 7:47 to go here in the first stanza.
You're going to see it. The quarterback stands in the pocket here, just patiently waiting, and he's got pressure from the backside. Gets it off when that end breaks free, and DeLong takes it in. Nice play, nicely designed play, and the line, give them credit because they held off the rush and allowed that thing to happen.
Looks like number 40 in to attempt the extra. No, it's not number 40.
Whoever it is,
that is number 40.
He missed it.
Andrew Blom's kick is no good, so the score will remain NorthPointe 6, TNT 0. We'll take timeout for this public service announcement with 7:47 to go in the first quarter. Well, we're back here at Forest Hills Northern, where the NorthPointe Christian Mustangs have jumped out on top 6-0 on a 17-yard pass from Tommy Tresh to Johnny DeLong to open up the scoring here against TNT.
Paul, that pass play was identical to the other one that kept the drive alive, and both of them were made possible by some really good line play that kept TNT at bay and allowed those plays to develop. So an early answer to our question about line size differential. So far, kudos to NorthPointe.
And the kickoff by number 40, Andrew Bloom, was down by 12. Joe Schmidt right at about the 21-yard line for TNT, where they'll take over 1st and 10, trailing 6-0 with 7:46 remaining in the first quarter. Quarterback Nick Mascaro, number 9, behind center for TNT tonight. Handoff around the right end to number 23, Christian Gibbons. A little bit of space and gets out to about the 25, so pick up a 4 for Gibbons. So 2nd and 6 now for TNT.
Well, as we said earlier, this is our first look at either one of these teams ever.
Well, actually, no, Mark. We did see TNT last year.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yep. I was missing that game.
That's right. You were missing in action.
Yep.
Handoff by Mascaro to 45, and that's Ryan Cullen. And he didn't get much, if anything.
No, they stopped that one.
They might give him a yard. It looks like they're going to spot it at the 26, so it'll be 3rd down and 5.
Simple running play up the gut, and that time NorthPointe collapsed on the runner and shut it down.
So big 3rd down play here for TNT early going. Just over 7 minutes remaining in the first quarter. NorthPointe on top, 6-0 over TNT. Mascaro at the line. Man in motion to the left. Mascaro's rolling left. He's going to try and run with the ball. He's got a little yardage, and he's got a 1st down out to about the 35-yard line.
That was a nice run. You're going to see it here. He does a lot of this on his own. He does get some good downfield blocking. Now, I think we lost the replay there. But he does a lot of this on his own, just scrambling ability. Cuts it back into the interior and made the sticks move, and that's the important thing.
Exactly. 9-yard pickup roughly for Mascaro and the design quarterback keeper. Back behind center, 1st and 10. Hand off to Ryan Cullen. Cullen picks up some yardage again, and he's going to be out to about the 42, 43-yard line. We'll call it the 43, so a pickup of 8. Nice run by Cullen.
It's a Woody Hayes run right there. Right up the gut.
Yep.
Stop us if you can.
This is, again, where the size differential may come into play. So we got 2nd and long 2. And off to Cullen again. He's got a 1st down, and then some. Still going inside Mustang territory, down to about the 47-yard line. We'll see where they spot it.
Good running there.
Yep, 47.
Good second effort there. Number 45 is Cullen. Nice job.
But a pickup of about 10 yards and a 1st down.
Ran through an arm tackle there. You can't do that, guys. You got to get that shoulder into him.
He's pretty stout, 6'1", 209. So here he goes again, down to about the 40. It's going to be a little shy of that. We'll see where they spotted, probably the 41-yard line. So pickup of 6, but he's moving the ball.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was interesting as we looked the rosters over. We noticed what appeared to be a typo. Tyler Applewhite playing for NorthPointe Christian, 4'5". And then they came out on the field, and it's not a typo.
No.
It's not a typo, guys.
Number 23, Christian Gibbons, is snowed under trying to go wide, and he just didn't get out there.
He lost 5 yards at least.
Back to the 49-yard line.
Make it
It's
7.
an 8-yard loss.
Yeah. But Tyler, give him credit, boy. He's 4'5", 75 pounds, and he's over there on that sideline. He's a legitimate player, guys. And I give him all the credit in the world.
Absolutely.
That's cool. Football's not about size.
Nope.
A lot of it's about heart.
Mascaro now is third down rather, in about 12. Pitches back to Cullen, and he's going to be wrapped up as he gets to about the 46. Pickup of 3. So that's going to bring up 4th and about 9.
I think that's number 63 on that stop. That is Eric Shaftsma. And he did exactly what we just talked about a minute ago. He got his shoulder right into the thighs and wrapped that runner up and took him down. And that's a good classic tackle right there.
There's a couple teams in the southeast end of the state that could take a lesson from that.
Yep, that's true.
Quarterback Mascaro rolls left, and he's got a little real estate, but he's going to be shy of the first down as he's tackled right around the 40-yard line. He did pick up 6 yards, but they're going to turn the ball over to NorthPointe at that point. So NorthPointe will take over at their own 40, first down and 10 yards to go. While we've got a second here, Mark, I want to thank our underwriters tonight. Michigan Building and Mechanical over on Clyde Park, just north of the station. Make sure you stop in and see Glenn and Cheryl for all of your heating and cooling needs. And we'll get the rest of them here in just a moment. Tommy Trush behind center, hands it off to, I believe it's number 6.
First man through that time.
Yep. Caleb Jobson picks up about, we'll call it short 2. So second down and 8 yards to go. Jonte Turner, I believe, was in on the stop for the TNT team right there.
77 is John T. Turner. Yeah, he's a big kid. Nose tackle.
6'4", 341 pounds.
How'd you like to be the center right there?
How'd you like to have to feed him every day?
Staring across at that guy. Oh, my gosh.
That looked like a misdirection play there. And that was number 20, Matt Belk, and he's dropped for a 2-yard loss back to the 40. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 10. Also want to thank our underwriters, Pet Supplies Plus and Mike Cawthey's 6 different locations around West Michigan. Make sure you stop in and see them for all of your pets needs. And for lawn care and snow plowing this winter, give Greenleaf Outdoor Services a call. Okay, Trush behind center again. Drops back to pass.
Ooh,
he got some heat,
him.
But they missed him. He was rolling right, or left rather. And he's going to be dropped and sacked at about the 36-yard line, so a 4-yard loss.
Good pursuit that time by TNT. They had him kind of scrambling back there, and they just cut off all of his lanes, and he didn't have anywhere to go. I think we're going to see our first punt here, Paul.
I do believe it. Mustangs are back in punt formation. See if we can catch the number of the young man that's going to do the kicking.
So we got 10 dropping
Number
back.
Number 8's back to kick.
10 is Thomas Fountain.
Johnny DeLong is going to take the snap. Gets it up, barely gets it off.
They didn't interfere with him, though.
Nope, number 12, Joe Schmidt for TNT. Still on his feet, but he's going to be dropped right about the 40-yard line, which is where TNT will put it into play, 1st and 10 with 1:40 remaining in the first quarter. NorthPointe on top of TNT by a score of 6-0.
Well, they get a little better field position now. That is TNT to start with here. We'll see what they can do with the ball. Last time they kind of stalled out about midfield, just over midfield. So
Nick Mascaro behind center for TNT, and wears number 9 in his uniform. Going in motion, number 23, Christian Gibbons. Handoff is to number, was that number 2?
Nope, that might be a late hit.
Yeah, 23 Gibbons was on the carry.
We had a late flag there, and I'm not sure what they got. I think there was a little extracurricular under the pile there, and one of the referees caught it. So we'll see who's going to get flagged. It looks like NorthPointe's walking backwards.
That should be probably a 15-yarder.
Unsportsmanlike against NorthPointe.
That should move the ball down into the 42 of NorthPointe, if I'm not mistaken.
I can't read lips, Paul, and I can't even read them with my glasses on, but I think by the body language of the referees, I think we had a little extracurricular under the pile there that one of the referees caught.
So that's going to be a good 1st and 10 now for TNT at the 41 of the Mustangs of NorthPointe Christian.
Two men in motion that time.
We got a flag. This is going to be illegal procedure, I believe.
You are correct. Illegal motion.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Amounts to the same thing. You can't have two guys crisscrossing back there.
It'll put the ball back to the 46, where it'll be 1st and 15 now for TNT. Quarterback Nick Mascaro barking out the signals in the huddle. Comes to the line. He's got 23 Christian Gibbons in the backfield along with 45 Ryan Cullen.
Ooh, that was a hit there.
Oh, it was.
Wow, 47, 57?
57.
57, that is going to be
Lincoln Husby.
Husby.
Who carried that ball? Did you catch that, Mark?
I don't know. All I saw was Husby. That was a collision.
23? Okay, thank you.
That was a collision there.
Puts the ball back to the 46. No gain on the play is in essence what it was. So that'll bring up 2nd and 15.
TNT now operating right over the Forest Hills northern end.
And that is, we got a whistle on the floor. Delay of game is called against TNT. That'll push it back another 5 and bring up 2nd and 20. They're going the opposite direction.
Yeah, that makes it tough.
It does.
20 yards is a lot to ask of an offensive unit. Now we're situated just about in the middle of the end.
Mm-hmm. Back to the 49. Mascaro hands it off to Ryan Cullen. Cullen goes straight forward, and he might have a yard.
It's going to be right at the 50.
Tough sledding there in the middle of the field.
Okay, Coach, 3rd and 19. What do you call?
Air it out.
You're supposing that they have an effective downfield passing game.
That is true. I am guessing.
We'll see.
That we will.
We will see.
They haven't put it up yet.
Well, no. The last time they tried a kind of a sweep deal this way when they were 4th down and about 10 yards to go. So we'll see.
Mascaro rolls right, and I think he's looking around. Oh, he's hauled down.
That will cost him, and that hurt him too.
Yeah, 53, I think. No, or 63. Eric Schaffsma on a tackle, but I think it's going to be roughing the passer.
Yeah,
on
it's
that one.
well, it's the horse collar.
Yeah,
you can't do it. You can't horse collar a person. Now that new rule in the high school and college.
See the
ranks.
replay here.
Yeah.
Actually, it was a good tackle. Other than that,
it was a sure tackle. That's
That
for
is-
sure. He
that's-
came down in a hurry, but right there, pull him over backwards, and you saw right there why they've outlawed this.
Yeah.
It's just a
This-
very
yeah,
dangerous.
The way his head hit the turf afterwards, and that's the end of the first quarter. They're not going to have to move the ball very far.
No, they're not. But, an interesting first quarter. Both teams playing it pretty close to the vest. And isn't it interesting, Paul? Last week we watched the spread offense with Holland Christian and run to perfection, of course.
We got tired watching it.
But didn't the first quarter take forever?
Yes, it did.
It took forever. All those incompleted passes and stoppages and
scores.
Sideline plays and scores. And, I mean, that first quarter took forever.
It did.
And this one went by quickly. So, mostly running plays.
About half an hour.
Yeah, that would explain it.
Well, while we got just a second here, I want to thank our crew tonight. We've got Davin Harsela, Doug Hansen, Gary Vandervelde, Lee Rigney, Phil Moore, Rick Cornelisi, Brandon Damon, and back at the station, our program director, Kelly Taylor. What an awesome job these people do, night in and night out for us. And we can't give them enough credit for the professional job that they put forth. Like we've always said, we get to sit up here and have the fun, and they do all the work.
That's very true.
But after one period of play, the score stands NorthPointe Christian 6 and TNT 0 as we just about ready to get underway with the first snap of the second quarter, with it being third down and about 13.
Well, would it be bad luck to say that TNT is going south here?
It looks like it's third down. The personal did not give him a
I don't know why that isn't
down.
an automatic first down. That's a personal foul. Huh.
But they only marked off, well, it'd be 15 yards from the point of infraction probably. Mascaro's first pass falls incomplete at the feet of his receiver, and there were like 2 or 3 guys in that vicinity, so I'm not sure who it was intended for. But
I still want an explanation on that official's call.
yeah,
A horse collar is a personal foul,
I would think so too.
and that's an automatic first down.
Should be. So on fourth down, we've got dropping back to punt. I believe that's 82, Drew Scaife for the TNT. And deep for NorthPointe is number 8, Johnny DeLong. Scaife gets it off, just barely. DeLong lets it hit and picks it up at about the 10-yard line. He's going to go right a little bit, come up the middle, and be dropped right just shy. Well, he's going to get past the 20. Good second effort by Scaife. He just wouldn't go down. Gets the ball back to about the 23-yard line where NorthPointe will put the ball in play 1st and 10 on their first series of the second quarter, leading 6-0 with 11:41 remaining in the first half. And a beautiful night here at Forest Hills Northern.
It's just starting to cool off a little bit. You can kind of feel it.
Yeah, it
great.
doesn't feel too bad, does it?
No, it feels good.
But what an awesome day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good Lord keeps smiling on us, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Oops. Okay, barking out the signals. Number 2, Tommy Tresh behind center. Got a whistle on the field, and it looks like timeout is called by NorthPointe Christian. And with that, we're going to take timeout for this public service announcement with the score: NorthPointe Christian 6, TNT 0. Okay, well, we're back here at Forest Hills Northern in a beautiful setting here. It almost looks like it's a country setting, even though it's in Grand Rapids. Ball spotted at the 23-yard line where the NorthPointe Mustangs put it into play. And Tommy Tresh tries to dump one off to, I believe it's number 8 again, Johnny DeLong. And it just fell short of him, so it'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, give the NorthPointe coaches credit. They're not bashful about throwing the ball, even down here, fairly deep in their own territory. That results in a pick here, and it's 6 points just going the other way. So, but that's good. That's good aggressive football. It's their first incompletion, I think.
They're 2 out of 3 for about 43 yards.
And a score.
So now operating on the shotgun, Tommy Tresh has 3 wideouts to the right, a single back in the backfield. Puts a man in motion. He rolls right. He's going to design. It's a designed run play for the quarterback. And he's out to about the 24 maybe. We'll see where they spot it. We'll give him about a half a yard and call it 3rd and about 9. So both defenses have played pretty well so far. One touchdown, that being a 17-yard pass from Tommy Tresh to Johnny DeLong, with 7:47 remaining in that first quarter to put the Mustangs on top.
Yeah, the two passes were the exact same play, and both executed very well.
Airs it out, and it's batted down by number 9 for TNT. That's Nick Mascaro.
You're going to see here the NorthPointe player, because of where the ball's thrown, has to become the defender here, because actually the TNT defender has a better play on this ball right there.
Yep.
So good play by number 44 as well. That is Robbie
Hine.
Yeah.
So NorthPointe is forced into a punting situation. Snap is a good one. Kick is up in the air. It's going to be a little short. It's going to drop right at the 45. And did he call a fair catch?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be a lot short.
Yeah.
That was about a 20-yard max kick.
Thomas Fountain made the fair catch there at the 45, and that was a 21-yard punt.
Yeah.
So
straight up in the air, had great hang time, and just didn't go anywhere.
TNT is going to start out with excellent field position with 10:42 to go in the first half, trailing 6-0 against NorthPointe with a ball at the 45 of the Mustangs.
Looks like big Jonte Turner goes both ways. First,
Yes.
he lines up over center in an intimidating nose guard position, and then he anchors the center of that line on the offense too. So,
Quarterback Mascaro is going to be dropped for a loss by number 44, Robbie Hine. He's dropped back to the 49-yard line, so it's a loss of 6 yards.
we're going to see the backside pursuit here for NorthPointe. It's just excellent. They are just not letting the quarterback get any head of steam. I mean, they're in the backfield and chasing him all over the place.
Well, here's a case in point, Mark, where size isn't always the determining factor. Quickness is the key.
They have spent a lot of time in the TNT backfield, has NorthPointe.
Yes, they have. So the ball spotted the 49, second and 16, a
Ooh,
handoff.
there it
and
again. Same thing.
Gibbons on the ball carry, and he's dropped.
Let's see what
Johnny DeLong nailed him.
DeLong, right? He met him perfectly. Put his shoulder pads right into him and put him down.
We're going to say a loss of probably 2. Spotted about the 47. So we've got third down and about 17 yards to go. The long 17.
They're going the wrong way. 2 plays and a loss of 7 yards.
See if they put the ball up in the air here on a third down. No, they're going to hand it off, and it's dropped, but picked right back up by, I believe, Christian Gibbons. Or is that 20? No, 20.
All right, Coach, have you got
Greg
a sure
Garner.
thing for 4th and 16?
Punt.
Okay, I'm with you.
He picked up 2 yards, but it had to fall on his own fumble, so it's going to be 4th and about 15, 16 yards, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
I think 82 Drew Scaife back to punt again for TNT, and it's
And he
partially blocked.
He blocked part of it. Yep.
Yeah, and it's going to roll out of bounds at about the 39-yard line. So NorthPointe's going to put the ball in play there with excellent field position.
First turnover of the night, really, if you can call this a turnover. Here you get right there. I think it's DeLong again. Just gets his fingertips on it and takes all the wind out of it, and it didn't go but 10 yards.
Here again, that quickness off the line, they're penetrating.
Well, it was a very slow developing play too.
Yeah.
He took his time getting that ball, getting a foot into it. You'll see it right here. Just way too long.
Yep.
Usually they go 1, 2, and it better be gone.
He went 1,
yeah,
2,
and boom.
Yep.
That was
So-
ill-fated.
Oh, here's a ball
ball's
on the ground, and I think TNT has recovered it.
they
We'll see
have.
who comes up with it.
Fumble. TNT takes over.
Number 77, Jonte Turner, picks up the errant fumble
Takes it up.
for TNT, and they're going to have great field position at the 44 of NorthPointe.
Well, they got essentially the same field position they just had about 10 seconds ago. I mean, they are close to the same place on the field. So this is really their first their first jaunt into NorthPointe territory. So let's see how they handle this.
Initial handoff is to, let's see who it is. It looks like Greg Greiner on the carry there. Gets the ball to about the 43. Pickup, we'll say 1 yard, where it'll be 2nd and 9.
Well, I give
correction, I'm sorry. It's Pierce, Jordan Pierce.
Give NorthPointe a lot of credit here because they have really slowed down this TNT offense to a crawl.
Yes, they have.
They haven't
gotten anything going.
Nothing.
Yeah,
there's movement.
Yes, there was. So we got a flag on the play. It's going to be a probably illegal procedure against the TNT team. And that's what it is. It's their 3rd penalty for a total of 15 yards so far. So with 8:02 remaining in the first half, Mark, we're going backwards again.
Yep. Coaches are never happy about penalties because they always come at the wrong time.
Isn't that the truth?
And they are momentum killers and they're drive stallers.
Absolutely. Mascaro behind center. Drops back, rolls left, looking to throw now. He rolls right, throws the ball, and he basically threw it away.
Yeah, he did.
And probably a good thing, because there was a defender over there that could have been gone if he'd picked it off.
He just hurled it as hard as he could and said, I got to get out of this mess. They've been harassing him big time, Paul.
Yeah, he's had no time to throw it off.
No, they've been in the backfield chasing him around. He looks like Fran Tarkington back there, but...
well, the scrambling part does, but...
Oh, wow.
So their offense is really stalled so far. It's going to be 2nd and 15. As Mascaro comes up to the line of scrimmage. 1 wide out to each side. Barking out signals as Christian Gibbons goes in motion. Mascaro drops it off. He's going to throw it. He's got a man out there, but he overthrows it. Intended for number 82, Drew Scaife. 6'7", 250-pound senior. So that'll bring up 3rd and 15. No, correction, 4th and 15.
Scaife is a big kid.
Yes, he is.
I just get the impression that the passing game is not the strength of TNT.
I think I would concur with that. Scaife is going to try and punt now with number 8, Johnny DeLong, deep at about his own 15-yard line for the Mustangs. Snap, and it's blocked partially again.
He's just taking too long to get the foot into that thing. He's just kind of a stutter step there before he actually kicks it, and you just can't do that. These guys are too quick for NorthPointe.
Mm-hmm. So NorthPointe's going to take the ball over at their own 42-yard line, 1st and 10, with 7:29 remaining on the clock in the first half. With NorthPointe Mustangs on top by a score of 6-0 over TNT.
Well, those 2 block punts are not technically turnovers, but they might as well have been because
same result. Really.
Yeah, they didn't get any yardage on those kick returns.
Nice off-tackle play by, I believe, number 6, Caleb Jobson. And he's out to the 50-yard line, so a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2 now for the Mustangs as they look to move the ball downfield and maybe add to their 6-0 lead here over at TNT. Tommy Tresh behind center. Hands it off first. No, he doesn't. He pitches back to number 20, Matt Belk, around the right side, and he's going to lose yardage. Looks like number 10, Thomas Fountain, in on the stop, and 23, Christian Gibbons.
Very good pursuit there. Very good what we call contain there.
Good quickness.
The linebacker, outside linebacker, just chased that down and refused to let the running back turn up. It was a well-executed play, actually, for NorthPointe. It was the delayed pitch, and everything was done correctly, but
TNT just covered it.
They did. They smelled it out, and they covered it. They ran it down.
3rd and
that's
5, and
I didn't see a flag, did you?
No, I didn't.
Should've.
carries the ball for no gain. That'll bring up fourth down. We got a timeout now for TNT with 6:09 remaining here in the first half. Score NorthPointe Christian 6, TNT 0. We'll take timeout for this public service announcement. Well, welcome back to Forest Hills Northern, where TNT is hosting the Mustangs of NorthPointe Christian, with NorthPointe on top 6-0 with 6:09 remaining in the first half here, Mark.
Yeah, it's been a NorthPointe game so far. They've controlled both sides of the line of scrimmage, and
which is a little surprising given the size differential, but
no, it's a fake kick.
Yep. Mascaro.
He's got it.
No, Johnny DeLong. He's got a first down, then some. He may go all the way.
Oh, what a nice move.
It was. He juked that guy.
Yeah,
that's going to be a 53-yard run for Johnny DeLong, who scores his second touchdown of the night. His first one was on a pass reception.
it was a fake all the way. He had no intention of kicking that ball. And right there.
Yep.
He just deked that guy with a dip of his shoulder, and he was gone. What a nice move and a nice run. We just said that NorthPointe had been the better team on both sides of the ball, and here they put a little trickery and put another 6 points on the board.
And into the attempt the extra point, number 40, Andrew Bloom. And on the hold, number 2, Tommy Tresh, the quarterback. Snap is down and good, up, and it is wide left.
No. And we were watching him kick in practice, and he was putting him through the uprights, so maybe a little nervous down here, but he's missed both of them so far.
So the score now stands NorthPointe 12, TNT 0. And we're going to take timeout for this public service announcement. Well, here we are again at Forest Hills Northern, where the Mustangs of NorthPointe Christian have just scored on a 53-yard run on a fake punt by Johnny DeLong, his second touchdown of the contest, to go up 12-0 over TNT. Preparing to kick off now for the Mustangs, number 40, Andrew Bloom.
Well, Paul, if we could rewind that a little bit, a couple plays, what really hurt TNT was, well, actually those 2 blocked punts.
Absolutely.
They had a chance to pin NorthPointe deep in their own territory, as we have a flag here on the kickoff.
It's going to be offsides, I believe.
Offsides, yeah.
NorthPointe.
But TNT had an excellent opportunity to punt the ball down deep into NorthPointe territory, pin them back deep, and instead basically turned the ball over to them. They only got 5-10-yard kicks because of the partial blocks, and that led to the excellent field position. Yep. That led in turn to the score, essentially.
Yeah, you can ill afford to give the short field to them.
And that's exactly what they did.
So now preparing to kick off, Andrew Bloom from his own 35, as the 5-yard penalty is marked off against the Mustangs. Puts a good foot into it, back to about the 15-yard line. Who's got the ball? I think number 10. Nope. It must be 11, as he hurdles a man out there, and Aaron Van Tol gets it out to about the 27, 28-yard line, and that's where TNT will put it in play. 1st and 10, trailing 12-0 with 5:49 remaining in the first half.
We saw that little deception play on the kickoff a few weeks ago. Remember, Paul?
Oh, at Kentwood?
Yeah.
They scored twice on it.
Scored twice against Caledonia on that trickery play.
Yes, they did. I think one was the opening kickoff
First
was
play
like
of the game.
75 yards, and
Yep.
the next one was 80 yards.
Yeah. It does work if it's executed properly.
You know, Ralph Munger up at Rockford likes to run that too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, TNT with
There's a good power run.
Ryan Cullen, number 45, off the left side, gets out to about the 34-yard line and a pickup of 6 yards. So we'll say 2nd and 4 now for the TNT ball team.
They don't have a nickname. I asked.
Yeah, they don't.
They just are.
They're made up of 3 different schools:
Right.
the Potter's House,
Right.
Tri-Unity Christian, and West Michigan
I
Lutheran.
guess they couldn't agree on a nickname between the 3 schools. They just said TNT.
Okay, we got it right up the gut. And there's a loose ball on the ground.
Loose ball.
And the referee threw his beanbag, so that means it's a legitimate fumble.
But the TNT, I believe,
Yeah.
recovered their own fumble, so the ball will be spotted at the 36-yard line.
Lost a couple yards on that fumble. But
Actually picked up 2.
no, but I mean from his forward progress. He lost a couple. He actually was a couple yards further down the field, and the ball gets fumbled backwards right there.
Yep, you're absolutely right. He would have had a first down otherwise,
Yep.
perhaps.
Yeah.
So we got 3rd and about 3. Hand off to,
Here's a good run.
yes it is, and I think that's number 11. Yeah, number 11, that's Aaron Van Tol with his first carry tonight.
Sometimes that's what it takes, a fresh face in the huddle and a new running back in there. He can spot lanes that the other person's struggling to see, and sometimes that can spark an offense.
9-yard pickup and a first down now for TNT out to the 45-yard line. 4:11 remaining in the first half, trailing 12-0 to NorthPointe Christian. Hand off to number 23, Christian Gibbons, and he's going to get maybe a yard off left tackle.
That was a good play there by number 10, and I can't see my sheet anymore, but 10 is the guy that did it. So whoever you are, number 10, nice job. He was the contained man, and if he gets around that contained man, he's got some significant yards out there. But he did a good job, made a sure tackle, brought down the running back for basically no gain.
Be 2nd and 9 now. So handoff is to Christian Gibbons, and he's going to be hauled down the backfield by Johnny DeLong, who's everywhere tonight. He punts, he returns kicks, he catches passes, he runs. Gibbons is dropped back to the 43, so it's a loss of 3. And it's going to bring up 3rd down and about 13.
If one thing stands out to me, Paul, here in the first half, it's the ease with which NorthPointe is just pouring through that line and in the backfield, harassing the quarterback and nailing the running backs for losses here.
They have no time to let their plays develop.
No.
There's a quick hitter right up the middle by 45, Ryan Cullen. He's out to about the 48-yard line, pickup of about 5 yards.
Get to the yardage back, bring it up about 4th and 7.
Yeah, about 4th and 7, as you probably just heard the public service announcer just mentioned. So at this juncture of the game with 2.5 minutes to go, you go for it? Or
I think you've got to. You've got to establish something here.
And with the way the punting game's been going, I think you have to too.
They need to get past that aggressive wave that's coming through their line like a sieve. And if they can spring somebody behind that with maybe a quick pass across the middle or a quick hitter, something to break that line up a little bit.
Keep the defense a little honest.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what's not happening. Right here, this might not. He's going to be stopped.
He's going to be hemmed in. He gets about 2 yards. That was Mascaro on the quarterback keeper, and they smelled it out.
Boy, I tell you, I'm super impressed with NorthPointe's defense today. They just have played a whale of a game this first half.
They're going to take over on downs right at midfield, 1st and 10, with 1:58 remaining on the clock here in the first half, leading 12-0 over TNT.
They've clogged up the middle. They've taken away the sweeps. They've harassed the quarterback. They've knocked down any pass attempts. I mean, you can't ask for more than that from your defense.
Their defense has been outstanding. Tommy Tresh, number 2, behind center. Quick hitter over the middle. He's got his man. It's probably Johnny DeLong. And the ball is ruled down. Is that DeLong? Yep.
Yeah, it is.
Or is that number 9? It's actually number 9. Vandervliet.
Okay.
Matt Vandervliet. And he gets the ball to about the 43, so it's a pickup of, we'll say, about 6 yards. 2nd and a short 4 now for the Mustangs.
I don't like that play where the running back in a last-ditch effort reaches the ball forward, too.
Yeah.
I don't like that. There are just too many things that can go wrong.
That's
there.
right. So 2nd and a long 3 now for the Mustangs at the 43-yard line of TNT. He's got his man out there, and he caught it.
Yep, he's got it.
Nice pass, nice play, and good catch. And DeLong, Johnny DeLong again, down to the 30-yard line, pickup of 20 yards.
Yeah, that was beautifully executed because the quarterback, who was under some pressure, just kind of tossed it out there and let his end run right underneath it. Here's a quick snap. They tried to. They called the timeout. NorthPointe tried to get that play off in a hurry and confuse TNT, and they were able to call a timeout. TNT was
That'll be their second timeout of the first half. And while we've got that timeout, let's thank our underwriters once again for making this all possible. Glenn and Cheryl at Michigan Building and Mechanical over on Clyde Park, just north of the station. Make sure you stop in and see them for all of your heating and cooling needs. Remember, it's hard to stop a train. Also, Mike Coffey's Pet Supplies Plus around the greater Grand Rapids area in 6 different locations for all your pets' needs. And for your lawn care, and unfortunately coming up soon, snow plowing, give Greenleaf Outdoor Services a call. We thank them for making this all possible and for their continued patronage and underwriting this program and many programs.
How can you talk about snow, Paul? I mean, we're sitting here in short-sleeve shirts.
I don't even want to think about it. It'll be here all too quick.
I swam in the lake yesterday.
Oh, I envy you.
It was nice.
1st and 10 now for the Mustangs as Tresh rolls back, and he's going to be dropped for a loss. First man to get him was number 25, Greg Greiner, and he's going to be dropped for a huge loss. And it's going to be a timeout now for the Mustangs with 46 seconds remaining in the first half of the ball. Be spotted at the 40, we'll call it the 42-yard line, a loss of 12 yards.
Now that was an excellent play there by the defense of TNT, finally breaking through that line and putting some pressure on Tresh. But I was impressed by Tresh's presence there, not to do something crazy here, not to turn the ball over, but to eat it. Even though it was a huge loss, it was still the smart thing to do.
That's right. 25 again, and he had help with it from
45, could be.
Ryan Cullen probably.
Yeah.
So that's going to bring up 2nd down and about 22 for the Mustangs. 46 seconds remaining on the clock here in the first half. NorthPointe Christian on top, 12-0 on the strength of 2 touchdowns by Johnny DeLong. One a 17-yard pass from quarterback Tommy Tresh, and the other a 53-yard beautiful run on a fake punt.
It sure was a gem of a run.
That's a highlight.
Let's fast forward here a little bit, Paul. What do you tell your troops if you're TNT coaches here at halftime?
Keep your heads up and just go after the ball.
Still in the game.
Yep, you're still in the game. 2 scores is not much. Tresh is almost picked off. Oh, I think Gibbons saw daylight in front of him. Oh, he had nowhere to go but the end zone.
Oh, that was 6 points right there.
Yes, it was.
He just was.
I think he smelled the end zone before he caught the ball.
He was celebrating a little bit early there and didn't see the ball in. But
now over to the parking lot. Again, students, you can stay in the stadium area during halftime.
And that'll be 3rd down now and 22 for the Mustangs.
That's the kind of thing that coaches, I mean, it's their worst nightmare at this point in the half. I mean, we just have seconds to go. You got, what, 3rd down and about 22, 23 yards to go. Don't do anything foolish here. You got the lead.
Snap back out of the shotgun. Tresh airs one out. He's got a man down there, but it's a little long, and it's picked off by number 9. Nick Mascaro picks it off for the TNT team that squelches the drive of the Mustangs. It'll be 1st and 10 now for the TNTs at the 12, maybe 13-yard line. Huge turnover there.
Yeah, it was basically a punt on 3rd down there. It effectively accomplished the same thing.
Right.
So.
36 seconds remaining in the first half. TNT trying to get something going on offense, which has been a struggle for him tonight so far.
It really has.
Mascaro, number 9, who just picked off that pass, hands it off to first man through. Let's see if we can pick up a number. Yeah, Ryan Cullen, number 45, and he's got a 1st down, moving the chains out to the 24-yard line. A pickup of 11.
You know, you never know when somebody's going to pop one here. and that's why these 30 seconds are very important. Actually,
they are.
23 now
And counting.
and counting.
Mascaro again behind center. Gibbons goes in motion, handoff to Collins.
That's going to do it, I think, unless somebody calls timeout.
No, it was number 28, rather. Reiner picks up.
Here's the ball carrier, picks up a couple.
Correction, it's Pierce again.
Teams are going to head to the locker room at 12-0 in favor of NorthPointe.
Yep, and that's the end of the half. As Mark said, the score is 12-0 NorthPointe over TNT. And we're going to take timeout for this public service announcement, and we'll be back with the second half of the ball game. We thought the half was done, but the players are still on the field, so there may be another play yet. We haven't seen a signal from the referees, but let's see if we can catch what they want to do here. They haven't told us yet how many seconds are left on the clock. Okay. So we were just informed that there was timeout called before the clock ran out, but we don't know how much time is left. About 1 second maybe or something.
Well, this is kind of like in soccer when you have the extra time. There.
Well, that made a lot of difference there.
I'm glad we did that.
It was Jordan Pierce with the carry, and I think he got virtually no yards. So that's the end of the first half finally, with a score NorthPointe 12 and TNT 0. And again, we will be back with the second half after this public service announcement. Well, welcome back here to Forest Hills Northern, the home away from home for TNT football, where the TNT team struggled pretty much in the offensive end, trailing 12-0 at halftime over the Mustangs of NorthPointe Christian. Mark, it's been kind of a contrast in production here. NorthPointe has put up 69 yards in the air and 4 out of 8 passing, but they have only 1 yard roughly on the ground and 15 carries. On the flip side, TNT has 26 carries for about 74 yards, but 0 for 3 in the air and no yardage, obviously.
Yeah, and the two blocked punts really cost them in the field position end of the game.
Yes.
Both times they virtually turned the ball over to NorthPointe in good field position because the punter just took too long to get the ball off. That's all there was to it. He took that extra stutter step there, and NorthPointe was just too quick, and they were in on him and got a hand on the ball. So those were critical plays. Those two, they were like turnovers.
Yes, and NorthPointe has had the advantage of working on a short field for most of the first half.
They have. Yeah, and the big play, the fake punt was a great call. Of course, it's always great if it works.
Yeah, right.
But it was well executed, and that kid just took off. DeLong, I think his name
Johnny
was.
DeLong, number 8.
And the one fake he put on the would-be tackler was just a thing of beauty. And after that, it was just he was off to the races. So
I think that one defender's still trying to find himself.
yeah, that was he just totally whiffed.
Yeah.
He's like a guy standing on the first tee and just missed the ball.
Been there, done it.
Oh man, he just wasn't good.
We're just about ready to get underway with the second half. TNT will be receiving this half as they deferred in the first. And the Mustangs of NorthPointe will have number 40, Andrew Bloom, preparing to kick off here shortly. We'll try and figure out who's going to be deep. It looks like number 10 and number 11, Thomas Fountain, number 10, Ashton Van Tol, number 11. It's a little dark here in the press box.
It is.
A little hard to read.
It sounds cliched to say this, but what TNT needs here, short of an 80-yard run back for a touchdown, is a nice sustained drive down the field that results in some points.
Absolutely.
That's exactly what they need right now.
Get some momentum.
They need to prove to themselves that they can move through this very quick and very talented NorthPointe defense.
Well, we'll see how good the pep talk by first-year Rick Funk was for TNT at halftime. Kickoff is down right about the 29-yard line by TNT. No return. Looks like falling on the ball was number 12, Joe Schmidt. He recovered the first time they had a kickoff as well. So that's where the TNT will put it in play at their own 29-yard line, 1st and 10 to start the second half. Once again, not good field position for them, but it could be worse.
The 30-yard line's missing on both ends of the field. Have you noticed that, Paul?
Yeah, there's a blue line out there for some.
Don't know what the deal is there.
I wonder if that's for soccer.
It must be.
Mascaro drops back, dumps it off, and it is knocked down by 28, I think, Zach Swar, I believe.
Well, 23 for TNT actually became the defender there because the NorthPointe true defender had visions of 6 there.
Yes, he did.
He was going to step in the path of that ball, and it would have taken him about 20 steps, and he's in the end zone.
Exactly. So that'll bring up 2nd and 10 for TNT, who has yet to complete a pass, as their air attack just has been non-existent.
Too much pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah, he hasn't had time. He's always on his back feet. Throws it out there to the right side, and this one's going to be picked off. It's up in the air. And
it's picked off right at midfield.
Yep. And let's see, I think it's number 2, but Tommy Tresh, but let's see who.
Yeah, it's picked off. And the ball was kind of thrown up for grabs and thrown into coverage there. You're going to see it right there.
Oh, is it Johnny? That's Johnny DeLong. Johnny on the spot.
Yeah, and then he juggles it, but he comes down with it the second time.
82, Drew Scaife right there to tackle him, but the intended receiver. So the errant pass will put the Mustangs in possession of the ball at the 50-yard line, where they'll have it 1st and 10.
Well, DeLong had inside position on that. He had the better position to make the catch, and he made the catch.
Hand off the first back, number 6, that's Caleb Jobson. He's got a little yardage inside the 45 down to about the 42-yard line. Once again, the Mustangs operating with the short field.
Yep.
8-yard pickup. And it'll bring up 2nd and about 2 now for the Mustangs. Early in the second half, leading 12-0 over TNT.
When you're playing catch-up, too, it doesn't bode well when your first 2 passes are an incompletion and an interception.
Absolutely not. Tresh gets the ball off, intended for DeLong, but just overthrows him as he was under some heavy pressure there. That'll bring up 2nd and 10, or 3rd and 2, rather.
2nd and 2. 3rd and 2.
Okay, TNT looking to try and put a stop on the Mustangs right now and try and get the ball back and with some field position for a change. Tresh coming up to the center, number 2. 2 backs in the backfield, wide out to the right. Hand off first man through. He's got the first down and then some. Let's see if we can catch a number on this young man. Looks like number 6, Caleb Jobson, with the first down run down to the 35, pickup of 7.
Got an injured player down there for TNT. Can't get the number.
Let's see if we can pick it up here. The glasses.
Might be big number 77.
Injury timeout on the field.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is 77. That's unfortunate. You hate to see anybody get hurt. Well, it looks like he's getting up with some help.
Yeah.
And he's going to gingerly walk off the field. Looks like he's got a brace on his left leg, if I'm not mistaken, to begin with.
What's his name again, Paul?
It's Jonte Turner.
Yeah, John D. Turner. He's from Potter's House. We met him in a ceremony at halftime, and he hails from Potter's House, one of the 3 teams that make up this TNT ball club.
Okay, Tresh hands it off. Again, I believe to Caleb. Yep, Caleb Jobson picks up some more real estate down to about the 30-yard line, so it's going to be a pickup of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 now As the Mustangs, yeah, you could probably say it's even 6 yards inside the 30. Down to the 29.
Sorry to have to ask you for the names. It's just it's pretty dark in here, and without my glasses, that's a double whammy for me.
Jobson now unofficially has 35 yards and 9 carries. Oops.
Ball's on the ground.
And the TNT is saying they've got it. We'll see what the referees rule.
I haven't seen any signal. Nope, it's going to be NorthPointe retaining the ball. They lost a half a yard there. They were fortunate.
Third and 5.
Kind of a missed handoff there. Right on that blue line, which is the 30-yard line.
So it's going to be, like you said, 3rd and 5. Key possession here for both teams. TNT's defense looking to rise to the occasion and stop this drive. Mustangs, on the other hand, want to keep it going, obviously, and go off the right side with little yardage, maybe 2. That's number 20, Matt Belk, picking up a couple.
4 down territory?
Absolutely.
Picked up by 1.
You are correct.
And with a 12-0 lead, what have you got to lose?
Oh, it's
really?
a great call. I mean, it's the only thing to do here. You've got to sustain this drive and really put TNT in a big hole.
4th and about 3 for the Mustangs. And it looks like Tresh is going to operate out of this shotgun with 1 back in the backfield. 3 wideouts to the left. He's going to roll left with getting a little blocking. He's going to pick up the first down and then some. Down inside the, I'll say about the 22-yard line where they knock him out of bounds. A pickup of
Fresh picked up about 6 for a first
6
down.
yards, it looks like. I'm having trouble reading my own writing here. It's so dark.
Well, all night long, NorthPointe has been the more aggressive team, has really controlled the line of scrimmage. They've been able to get outside. They've been able to run inside. Now here in the second half, they've passed the ball. They've been the more effective offensive team, that's for sure.
Jobson again, right up the middle, down to about the 15-yard line. A pickup of another 7 yards. And it's going to bring up a 2nd and about 2. As the Mustangs are starting to knock on the door here, leading 12-0 with 8:20 roughly to go in the 3rd quarter at beautiful Forest Hills Northern, the home away from home for TNT football. Trish hands it off right up the gut for a first down by Caleb Jobson, number 6 again, down to about the 5-yard line, a pickup of 10 yards.
Now, that's just good smash mouth football there, right straight up the middle and a quick hitter. And he was through into the second wave of tacklers before TNT could blink there.
Yep.
And 10 yards in the red zone on a run like that just tells you who's winning up front.
Absolutely. So it's going to be 1st and goal now for the Mustangs of NorthPointe Christian, leading 12-0, looking to add to the margin. Jobson again, I believe. We'll see who unpiles here. Yep, Jobson, and in on the stop, it looks like number 10 and 23. 23 being Christian Gibbons, 10 being Thomas Fountain for TNT. A pickup of about 2 yards, so it's down to the 3.
Calling in on the tackle.
And it's going to bring up 2nd and goal at the 3-yard line.
That's why football is such a beautiful game. It's really a battle of skill and strength, but it's also a battle of will. You've got 2 teams out there that are willing to win, and who's ever going to fight the hardest and execute the best. Look at that.
Tresh rolls right, and he's going to be in trouble as he's
Busted
dropped.
through there that time, didn't they?
Yes, they did. And I think it was 23, Christian Gibbons, on the hit there. Drops him back to the 7-yard line as he was rolling out trying to run it into the end zone. A loss of 4 yards for Tresh.
You see 3 defenders shoot right through those gaps, and they had him in the backfield dead to rights.
Good
there.
penetration there by TNT.
There's a hurry-up play. It's going to be a
Pitch
kind of
out.
a pitch
to number 20,
No.
Matt Belk, and he is snowed under, maybe even a loss. We'll see where they spot the ball. Let's see. Yeah, but we'll call it no gain. It's still at about the 7-yard line. It's going to bring up 4th and goal for the Mustangs with just over 6 minutes remaining here in the third stanza, leading 12-0.
Kind of a trick set there. I didn't see exactly that one before tonight.
No, I haven't seen that play either.
That was a bit of the intention there to confuse the
Yeah,
defense.
catch them off guard, but it didn't work.
No.
TNT rose to the occasion. It looks like we're going to have a timeout for NorthPointe Christian with their first timeout here in the second half with 5:41 remaining in the third quarter. And while we've got that timeout, we want to thank our underwriters tonight. Michigan Building and Mechanical over on Clyde Park, just north of the station. Make sure you stop in and see Glenn and Cheryl for all of your heating and cooling needs. Also, for all your pets needs, make sure you see Mike Coffey's 6 locations of the Pet Supplies Plus stores around the greater Grand Rapids area. And then, again, as we hate to bring it up, snow plowing and lawn care. Call Greenleaf Outdoor Services, and they'll be happy to help you out. We thank them for their underwriting these programs and keeping high school football available to you, the viewer.
Well, speaking of high school football, let's give some props to that that TNT defense here. They got pushed right up to the shadow of their own goal line and have literally pushed back a little bit and gained a couple yards back. Precious real estate down there.
That they have. They've risen to the occasion. Tresh rolls out, rolls right, and he's going to be sacked.
Yep, they got him.
I think it's 64. Brian Masui in on the stop for the TNT, and what a huge hit. All the way back to the 15.
64, I think, is the big kid that that made the final sack. He had pressure, though, even before that.
Yeah, that was Brant Masui.
You're going to see it here on the replay. Watch. There's backside pressure here, chasing Tresh out of the pocket right there, and that first guy misses, but 64 is there to clean up, and nice play. That was a big stand for TNT if they want to get back in this game.
Okay, we've got a penalty here, probably illegal procedure. Let's see what's. No, what is it?
I don't know what that signal is. I got to confess.
Illegal substitution,
okay.
I think.
All right. And you know, this is a nightmare because they just had a little bit of a momentum swing there, and they don't even make it to the first snap, and they shoot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, the wind goes out of their sails a little bit.
That's a coach's nightmare. Let's see what they can do here to pick up the team, and they got 15 yards now they got to navigate.
Yeah, on first down at their own 10-yard line. Mascaro hands it off to, I think, Christian Gibbons. He's off the right side.
Same old thing. NorthPointe is in the backfield before the ball carrier even has a chance to turn up field. So it's been that way all night long.
See where they're going to spot the ball. Let's see if there's any yardage. It looks like they lost a 1 back to the 9-yard line.
Obviously, the NorthPointe offensive front and linebackers are terribly confusing the TNT blockers because they're not effective at all.
Their penetration's been there all night long.
Again.
Ryan Cullen right up the gut. He might have 2-3 yards, maybe 4 at the most. Out to, I'm going to say about, he got out to the 14, so a pickup of 5. Tough sledding for TNT all night long on the offensive side of things.
Well, I don't think they've completed a pass yet.
They have not.
No.
The only completion was to the other team.
Yeah.
It was actually a pickup of 4 as they mark it back to the 13 now. And it's going to be a big third down play.
Yeah, but there again, you're 3rd and 12. That's a tough amount of yardage to pick up down there, especially with their location on the field.
Mascaro rolls left, and he's going to be dropped by 63, is it?
Yep. Good backside.
Eric Shaftsman with another big defensive play for the Mustangs.
Good backside pursuit there. He just ran them down. It's been the quickness of the NorthPointe defense that's just been too much for TNT to handle. They just have not had an answer.
4th down and a long 13, and back in punt formation, number 82, Drew Scaife, and I believe is it Johnny DeLong deep for the
Yeah, you got to speed
Mustangs?
this delivery up.
It's blocked, and it's going to go in the end zone. Let's see who gets the ball. It's going to be a safety.
Safety, yeah.
Let's see if we can get a replay on this and see who picked off that punt.
Well, any number of people could have, because this is, again, a slow developing punt. Look at this. Takes way too long.
Right there. Oh, shoot, we lost it.
Three different players were right in on top of him, and that one wasn't partially blocked. That one was blocked. Watch how long it takes him to get the foot into this thing. 1, 2, boom. See, that's a second too long.
If we could hone in on that one kid right there.
47.
No, this one right here. This is the kid right here that nailed it.
Okay.
I think it was 23, but they don't have a 23, so could 28 maybe? Zach Swore? No, I think it might have been 28 because they don't have a 23.
Well, one thing's certain, TNT's got to go back to the drawing boards on special teams, and in particular with their punts, because they're just flat out taking too long to develop, and it's obvious for everybody to see here. And this last one cost them not only field position but 2 points.
Yes,
and possession.
And possession. That's exactly right. Scaife is going to have to kick off. It's considered a free kick, so he can either punt the ball or kick it from the tee, which he's going to do from his own 20-yard line. So once again, the Mustangs are going to have excellent field position.
Yeah, they are. Look at the deep men are in. Well, they're just over the 50, really, is where they're going to field this thing.
Scaife puts a foot into it. Not a bad kick. Back to about the 25-yard line. Fielded there. Still on his feet and out to about the 45. Let's see if we can pick up a number here.
They're going to say about the 44-yard line.
I can't tell who got that kick, but the Mustangs with excellent field position at their own 45-yard line, where they're going to 44 actually is where they're going to mark it, where it's going to be 1st and 10, on top now by 14 points or 2 scores.
Yeah, they picked up their 2-point conversion there.
Yeah,
the hard way.
exactly. Tommy Tresh working out of the behind center, hands it off the first man through, which I believe is number 6, probably Caleb Jobson. Yep, Jobson gets the ball. We'll give him a yard out to the 45, where it'll be 2nd and 9. Mustangs on top, 14-0, with just over 3 minutes remaining here in the third quarter at Forest Hills Northern, home away from home for TNT football.
Well, the size advantage that you pointed out early on, Paul, for TNT has proven not to be the determining factor here tonight. It's more the quickness of NorthPointe.
Okay, let's see who got the ball there.
Kind of hard for us to pick out numbers right now.
Ball spotted at the 48-yard line, so it's a pickup of 3. I think that was Scaife again, or not Scaife, but Caleb Jobson picking up the 3 yards.
Occasionally what we do is just cheat and we listen to the public address announcer.
We've been known to do that, haven't we?
Why not?
Absolutely. Man in motion, number 44, Robbie Hine. Tresh drops back and throws the ball up in the air, and no call on the play, which is a good no call.
Yeah, he basically fell over backwards, did the NorthPointe receiver. So,
and I think Tresh was actually falling when he aired the ball out.
He was. So. That was a doomed pass play from the beginning there.
4th and a long 5 here for the Mustangs, and it looks like Johnny DeLong will be back in punt formation, but keep in mind he did not punt that one time and went 53 yards with it for a score.
I'm sure that TNT has been made aware of that fact.
Absolutely. Snap is back. He's going to run again.
This time they've got him.
Yes, sir. And they're going to have their best field position of the game.
He had no intention of punting that one either.
No, he didn't. DeLong picks up a ball of 2 yards.
You can see here he just picks the ball up and he starts heading to the right sideline. And this time, credit TNT, they were waiting for him.
And this is going to be about the best field position TNT's had to start a drive all night long.
They got to make something happen here. There's inside of 2 minutes to go in the quarter. They need a drive here. They need some points.
1st and 10 at the 46 of NorthPointe. Ryan Cullen, number 45, right up the gut. He's going to pick up maybe 4 yards, 5 yards to see where they spot it. Give him 5 down to the 41. 2nd and 5. Cullen so far unofficially at 12 carries, 62 yards tonight. So he's picking up about 5 yards a crack.
That's not bad. That's a nice average.
Woody Hayes would have loved that.
Yeah, that's a nice night's work already. We got a whole quarter to go.
Yes, sir. So 2nd and 5 now for TNT as they attempt to get back into this ball game. Trailing 14-0. Hand off to Cullen again and shakes off one tackle, but is dropped at about the 40-yard line. So pick up of probably a yard at best. It'll bring up 3rd and 4.
Well, Paul, both of these schools, parochial schools, and both of them, in this case, Christian schools, it was kind of refreshing to hear a prayer to start the evening's festivities, and they prayed at halftime. They prayed for a couple of teammates that are experiencing some tough times right now, and some families in their circles that need prayer. So that's kind of refreshing. I like
sure
that.
Is. A nice burst ahead by number 45, Ryan Cullen. He's got a 1st down inside the 35. We'll call it the 33-yard line of NorthPointe. So a 7-yard pickup and a 1st down for Cullen.
What's their longest run from scrimmage so far?
He had a 10-yarder
one
time. Actually, he's had an 11-yarder as well, so he's had a couple in double digits. 3rd quarter just about ready to wind down here with about 15 ticks left in the clock. Maybe time for one play yet for TNT. Mascaro behind center, puts a man in motion. Christian Gibbons rolls right himself. He's going to keep it. He's still on his feet, and he's not going to get anywhere.
No.
He's going to actually lose 2 yards back to the 35, and that will stop the clock for the end of the 3rd quarter with a score. NorthPointe Christian 14, TNT 0, and that will be time for a public service announcement. Well, welcome back here to Forest Hills Northern in a beautiful setting down below the level of the school. Just a gorgeous place to play football.
I think they must be kind of sheltered from the wind here, too. The flag is hung limp all night long.
It sure has.
And it probably gets a little chilly down on that field in the late fall because it sits quite a bit lower than, as you said, the level that the school's on up here. But beautiful field.
Yes, it is. TNT with a ball, 2nd and 12 at the 35-yard line of NorthPointe Christian. And NorthPointe is on top by a score of 14-0. Ryan Cullen goes off the right side, picks up a yardage down to about the 26-yard line. It's going to be a pickup of 9, and it's going to be 3rd and about 3 for TNT.
Yeah, the last play of the quarter, they lost a chunk of yardage, so that 9 yards only brings them up to about the 4 yards to go point.
Yeah, 3 to 4 yards here. So Mascaro again behind the center, hands it off to Cullen, who's running hard tonight, but he has stopped right in his tracks. No gain.
I think he's lost a yard.
Let's see where they spot it.
Back to the drawing board. They jammed up that middle again.
Yeah, we'll have to say, boy, it's kind of halfway in between. So we're going to call it no gain. It's probably a loss of half of a yard.
And now we're down to 4th down, and obviously a critical play here for TNT.
Especially TNT.
They need that 4 yards desperately here.
This is as close as they've been to the red zone.
Yep.
They need a push right now. Mascaro drops back. He's going to get some run. He's going to be dropped for a loss. Sacked by number 44, Robbie Hine. all the way back to the 30,
Watch NorthPointe just
38-yard line.
blow right through here on a delay blitz. And they've been doing this all night long. They've been harassing the TNT quarterback, just catching runners in the backfield. Their quickness has just overwhelmed this TNT squad.
Ball spotted at the 38-yard line. NorthPointe's going to take over on downs, 1st and 10 with 10:37 remaining in the ball game, leading 14-0 over TNT. Tommy Tresh again behind center, 2 backs behind him, rolls back, drops, and throws the ball complete to Johnny DeLong, and he's going to have it out to about the 46-yard line, a pickup of 8 yards.
They marked his forward progress quite a ways up that time. I had him down in my mind about the 44-yard line, but they gave him a couple extra yards. Nice pass play again.
Yeah, quick
Simple.
hitter. Yep.
Simple.
Keeps the defense honest.
Take what's there.
That's a 4th reception for DeLong already tonight. Handoff to number 6, Caleb Jobson. He's been doing the yeoman's work for the offense on the running part of it for the Mustangs. Gets it out to about the 49-yard line and a 1st down now for NorthPointe. Pick up of 3 yards for Jobson. He has unofficially 16 carries and about 60 yards.
Well, this is exactly what TNT didn't need to turn the ball basically back over to NorthPointe and watch them march their way down on a time-consuming drive.
That's exactly what they want to do, is methodically move the ball down the field and take that time off the clock. Pitch back, and it's fumbled, and let's see who's got it. I think it could be TNT.
Nope.
Nope, I guess they're going to retain possession. Very fortunate there, because that ball never got in the ball carrier's hands.
No, it was kind of an ill-fated pitch.
So ball's back to the 45-yard line, and that's going to be a loss of about 4 yards.
Clock's starting to be a factor now. We're inside of 9 minutes to go, and of course we're only down by 2 scores here as TNT. There's a well-executed play.
Number 20, Matt Belk on the carry. Gets inside the TNT territory, I think, or are they going to spot it? Yeah, they put it right on the 50-yard line.
Watch this. What do you do when you have a lot of pursuit? What do you do when you have a lot of pressure coming through? You let them come through, and then you run a little draw play.
Exactly.
And that's just, the pros couldn't have done it any better than that.
They pick up about 5 and put it at midfield where it's 3rd and 9. Crucial play now for the defense of TNT, as they need a stop here so they can get the ball back, because the clock is going to become their enemy here pretty quick.
It's been a real cerebral game for NorthPointe. They've thought their way through this with some excellent play calling. Very, very well done.
Tresh overthrows his receiver, probably intended for 44, Robbie Hine, and that will bring up 4th and 9. Yep. Probably heard in the background here another fake punt by the Mustangs, which wouldn't surprise me.
3 in one game, I've never seen that
I
before.
haven't either. I'm not sure I've seen 2 in one game.
Well, if you can get away with it.
Heck, why not?
It's 9 yards to go.
DeLong in punt formation for whatever that's worth. The receiver, a deep man for TNT, is back around his own 20-yard line. It is a kick this time. He's going to pick it up at about the 23. That is number 12, Joe Schmidt, and he's going to be snowed under after maybe 5-6 yard pickup. We'll see where they spot it.
Well, you know, punting has not been exactly a sure thing in this game.
No, it doesn't.
So maybe a fake punt isn't the worst thing in the world.
We've had, 2, 3 of them blocked? At least
3. 2 partially blocked, 1 flat-out block for a safety, all done against NorthPointe, or by NorthPointe against TNT. So the TNT punter is going to have nightmares tonight, that's for sure. He's going to see
the
white.
guys in black and white
Wow.
in his face all night. Ball spotted 26 for TNT, where it's 1st and 10. We got a flag. It's probably a delay of game, unless it's illegal substitution. It's illegal substitution again.
Yeah. And that simply occurs when you got too many guys in the huddle and one goes out late, or you just make a substitution when it's not allowed. Usually too many men in the huddle, basically.
So that's been their Achilles heel most of the night. They get the ball back, and the first play before they even get a run of play, they got a 5-yard mark off.
You're exactly right, Paul. They've done that several times, and that we talked about that being a momentum killer, a drive killer. Certainly has been.
Ryan Cullen gets the ball right up the middle, out to about the 24, 23-yard line, we'll call it, a pickup of 2 yards.
He's still not even back to the original line of scrimmage.
No, so it's going to be 2nd and 12, 13 yards maybe.
This is where TNT's lack of an effective passing attack is really going to hurt them.
Yeah, they're 0 for 5 tonight, and
1 interception.
Yep. Handoff is to 23, Christian Gibbons. He's got a little space going around the left side. He's going to pick up a first down and then some, out to past the 40-yard line. Nice run by Gibbons. We got a man down on the field. I'm not sure who that is for TNT, but let's see if we can put the glasses on it.
By far their best run of the day. And this one's around the end, and they break contain finally. And
18-yard pickup there by Gibbons.
That one could give them a little spark here. We'll see.
They need a spark.
Yeah. At least they got a first down.
Yep. There's a young man on the field right now for TNT. We're trying to find out who that might be. Hopefully he's going to be all right. Number 84 is the young man. He's coming up. Jordan Eilers coming off the field. Holding his wrist, maybe?
I didn't see what happened there.
I didn't either because we were watching the ball carrier. Nice run there by Christian Gibbons all the way out to the 41, an 18-yard pickup. Their biggest play from scrimmage all night long. With 6:50 remaining in the ball game. Handoff is to Gibbons again, and he's got some more real estate, and he's still going, and he's going to be hauled down finally at about the 41 of NorthPointe. An 18-yard pickup for the second straight carry. Now, where's that been all night?
Yeah, I thought they had him here, actually. It was just a small seam in the backfield there, and you saw him burst through that seam. And once he got through that initial wave, and this is the danger of an overly aggressive defense. If you can burst through that that first line of tacklers, you can sometimes run quite a while.
So 2 straight 18-yard runs by Gibbons will bring up 1st and 10. Pitch out to number 21, Zach Nagelkirk, and he got maybe a yard.
Yeah, that was a late developing pitch. A good idea, it just didn't work. Again, NorthPointe showing their quickness there, running that play down, sideline to sideline.
We have a timeout, TNT, their first of the second half with 6:13 remaining. And while that timeout is being taken, I want to take a second here and thank our crew again tonight. We got Davin Harsela with us, Doug Hansen, Gary Vandervelde, Lee Rigney, Phil Moore, Rick Cornelisi, Brandon Damon, and back at the station, our program director, Kelly Taylor. And what an awesome job these people do for us every ball game we do.
Yeah, whether producing, directing, on cameras, graphics, audio, they all are conversant in all of those areas and know what they're doing around those cameras, and they produce a wonderful product.
They sure do. And one that you can order too, by the way. You can get a DVD or a VHS simply by calling the station at 261-5700.
We're very proud of the sports crew. In fact, the sports crew in total received an award at the banquet last year for WKTV as being quite outstanding, and they really are.
And here's he's going to be dropped for a loss. Number 23, Christian Gibbons, hauled down in the backfield by Daniel Lewis. Is a slow developing play trying to go a sweep around the right side, and it just wasn't there.
Well, you hit the nail on the head. It was slow developing, and NorthPointe's quick. They run stuff down.
2-yard loss on that
There's
play.
another one jammed up the middle. There's a good second
Ryan
effort.
Cullen with a nice effort, number 45. And he pulls the ball down to the 35-yard line where it's going to be 4th down and about 4 yards.
They need this conversion. And you're seeing now the play being called, well, I guess not. Now they've gone back to the huddle. Last week we saw Holland Christian with what we call the hurry-up offense all night, and boy, did they run it to perfection.
Oh.
They kept Wyoming Park off balance all night.
They sure did. We got a
First
down run there by Christian Gibbons. Picks up about 5, maybe just a few inches more, down to the 30-yard line. See where they spot it.
Well, we're getting to the point in the game, Paul, where they almost have to score on this drive because they're 2 scores down, and they're going to need a score here. And by the time they get it in, they're almost going to need to think about a fair kick or onside kick.
Yes, I have to agree. Mascaro back at the line behind center, drops straight back. He's going to try and throw. Now he's going to run off the left side. He's got some real estate, and he's finally hauled down inside the 20-yard line. It's going to be a first down. Nice run by Mascaro.
Yeah, he was quick on that one. Watch how fast he gets up here. Decides to keep it right there and just cuts up the middle, and boy, he's quick.
Yes, he is. Pickup of 11 yards down to about the 18-yard line where TNT is going to have it with 4:42 after moving the chains. 1st and 10.
See, they're still sending the play in from the sideline, though, and they really don't have the time to do that.
No.
We're inside of 5 minutes. They need to get this thing going, man.
Mascaro back behind center, puts a man in motion. Hands off to, I think, Gibbons again.
Yeah, he was dragged right down there.
Stopped
DeLong.
at probably no gain, maybe even a loss of 1 back to the 19. So it's going to be 2nd and 11. Johnny DeLong in on the stop. Mr. DeLong has done about everything tonight, including fill the water bottles, I think.
Exactly. He really has had a great night. But let's just take a moment and give props again to this NorthPointe defense, because this is a first trip into the red zone, as far as I can tell, for NorthPointe all night long. Or for TNT.
TNT, yeah. Mascaro drops it off to Gibbons. He's hit right at the point of reception by number 22, Daniel Lewis. That breaks up the play, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 10. We want to thank Greg Gallus, the athletic director at Tri-Unity Christian, actually, for his hospitality and all his help for tonight. And we also want to thank Chad Curtis over at NorthPointe, the AD there, for making this broadcast possible as well. So Mascaro right back behind center, drops back, dumps it off, and it's going to be picked off in the end zone, and that's by number 9, Matt Vandervliet. That is going to kill
that's a
TNT.
killer.
That is unfortunate.
There you can see it. He just threw it up for grabs, basically. Overthrew his receiver. We should point out that this is, as the announcer said earlier, a rather historic game. It's the first time these two teams have faced each other, and it's really the daughter playing the mother.
Exactly.
And the dominating the mother here in this case. TNT had a break-off school, and that was NorthPointe a year ago. And now NorthPointe's come back home to play the parent team, you might say.
Tommy Tresh hands off to Caleb Jobson as the Mustangs started at their own 20 after the touchback on the interception. And Jobson gets it out to about the 24, where it's going to be 2nd and 6.
TNT, again, we'll mention, is comprised of Potter's House, West Michigan Lutheran, and Tri-Unity. Not necessarily in equal parts,
Right.
but those three schools all have athletes represented on this team.
It's a nice that they get a chance to play.
It
A
is.
small school like that.
Yep.
Right up the middle is, I believe, number 6. Yes, it is. Caleb Jobson once again. He's going to have a first down for Mustangs and keeps that clock running after they set the sticks again. Out to the 32, pick up a 6.
Yeah, you can see the body language now for TNT is kind of droopy. They kind of had the wind taken out of their sails there with that last turnover down in the red zone.
And it's not that they played a bad game.
No.
But they just haven't been able to get anything going on the offense.
Well, and I think that's in large part due to the quickness of this NorthPointe defense. They just have been all over the field.
Yes, they have.
They've run plays down from the backside. They have intercepted the ball,
We get it.
stuffed up the middle. And by the looks of these past games, it's not that TNT doesn't know how to score.
No.
I give the credit to NorthPointe.
So the 5-yard penalty for delay of game is marked off against NorthPointe. And, at this point, that's fine with them because it just means the clock is continuing to run with only 2:19 remaining here in the ball game, leading 14-0 over TNT, their former teammates.
Yep. They just don't want to turn the ball over down here.
And this is a little surprising.
Right off the fingertips.
Yep, that
incomplete.
he airs it out
Yep.
because that could have been a
It's very surprising.
turnover if somebody would have picked it off.
If I'm a coach, I don't know that I like this call.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. It's going to bring up 2nd and 15 now. That penalty, by the way, was only the 4th one against NorthPointe tonight for a total of about 40 yards. Been relatively clean ball game.
Yeah, it has been. And they've just taken care of business on both sides of the ball. They've been aggressive on that offensive line. They've given protection to their quarterback. They've caught the ball. And on the defensive side, they've been all over the place.
Okay, Tresh airs it out again, and it's knocked down by 23, Christian Gibbons. Intended for 44, Robbie Hine. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 15.
Again,
Dangerous.
these pass plays are
That'd make me nervous.
Yeah, if I'm the coach over there, I'm cringing because one pick here, and it's 6.
It's one possession ball game.
And it's a one-possession ball game, yeah. And what do you gain?
Exactly. I mean,
Granted, they're in the hole here, but I don't understand those calls.
but if you run the ball, you stop the clock or keep the clock running.
Exactly. And
Unless
yeah, they're
TNT.
stopping it every time here. And that time they go to pass it a 3rd time, and they get sacked.
actually handed the ball off to number 20,
Okay.
Matt Belk, and he was dropped back to the 23-yard line. So a loss of 4 on that play. That's going to bring up 4th and about 19, if I'm not mistaken.
All right. That was a little misguided, that series of plays. That didn't go well.
No.
I think late in the game with a 14-point lead, NorthPointe wants to reconsider those play calls. And we now have about 2 minutes and 4 seconds to go. And one way or the other.
We had a timeout here. I didn't catch a call. Did you?
No.
Probably
But
TNT.
one way or the other,
Yeah, that makes
TNT is
sense.
going to get the ball back here.
Yeah.
And maybe they send the house here trying to get a punt block.
Now, the Mustangs come back to the line and back in punt formation. I believe it's Johnny DeLong. And again, he's run 2 fakes out of here, but I don't think he'll be faking on this one this
No,
far in his own territory.
4th and 20, roughly.
But there's not a deep man back for TNT, so
No,
they're going
they're-
to put the rush on him. And they almost got to him.
but they didn't.
No, and that ball's going to roll for a while. It's going to roll dead inside the.
Right at the 25.
Oh, it's touched there. Oh, that's a free. That should be a free ball. That's going to be a touchdown. That is going to be a touchdown. There was a whistle.
I did think
so that
I heard
should
a
be
whistle.
a dead play.
Yeah, it should be. This was wild.
Watch this.
Right at the 25-yard line is when all the action takes place here.
Right here.
Ooh, I don't know.
They ought to bring it back because I think actually it was NorthPointe that hit the ball, not TNT.
All they have to do is touch it, NorthPointe.
If you look at the
dead.
replay here, it looked to me like it was NorthPointe.
Yeah,
We got an officials timeout here. They're going to have to confer on
the
this.
officials need to get together on this one because obviously this is either the nail in the coffin or this is new hope.
Yeah, they're going to run it back for us. Let's watch this. It's right around the 25-yard line. So the ball hits and rolls.
Right at the 25 is where it all happens.
Right there. See, the TNT guy was in front, or the NorthPointe kid was in front, and the TNT guy pushed him into the ball.
I don't think the TNT guy touched it.
I don't either. They are, but the referees have the final say, and they're ruling a touchdown. So it's going to be picked up. Let's see who picks it up here. If we can catch, I don't know.
Well, they don't have the advantage of replay like we do, and they saw it differently. We had the advantage of slow-mo replay here and could clearly see that it was the NorthPointe player who contacted the ball, which makes it a dead ball immediately.
Exactly.
So
number 40, Andrew Bloom, will come in to attempt the extra point. On the hole will be number 2, Tommy Tresh, the quarterback. And we've got a whistle here.
Getting an explanation to the coaching staff for TNT as to what the referees saw. And
well, he might be arguing just the fact that the whistle blew,
blew, yeah.
And that should be the...
We heard the whistle.
The play's dead then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This one's going to be talked about for a while.
It's kind of like that Zeeland West game that we had with South Christian.
In the playoffs. Oh, that was a heartbreaker for South.
It was terrible.
But what a miraculous comeback for West.
I never saw a press box jump to life like that. That was a done deal, and it suddenly turned around. So.
Well, Coach Rick Funk got his explanation, probably not to his liking, because it looks like they're going to go ahead with the extra point. As Coach Tim swore in his first year also at NorthPointe.
Well, the one thing we could say here is this attempt is made, and it is
up. It's got the distance, and
it's good this time, 21-0. The one thing we could say here, even if TNT recovers the ball down there, and they were legitimately entitled to it, even if they do, they're still down 2 scores with less than 2 minutes to go.
Exactly.
So
it's a moot point, really.
It really is, and it didn't affect the outcome of the game except to fuel a little speculation as to what could have been. But really, like you said, it's a moot point. So
yeah, it's unfortunate it happened, and I think you're going to see some people looking at the tapes on this one because
we had to watch it 3 times before we caught it correctly, so they didn't have the benefit of that.
Exactly.
Obviously, and
these guys do a great job because when that action is taking place, it's so hectic and so fast.
Yeah.
It's really hard sometimes to pick up what actually is going on the field.
Well, tonight, the better team is about ready to kick off.
Yes, sir.
I can say that on special teams, on offense, on defense. NorthPointe came prepared and executed well. They were the superior team tonight. Tonight, I emphasize tonight, because it could turn around the next time these two meet.
So Andrew Bloom, number 40, is ready to put his foot into it for the Mustangs. Kick is down to about the 19-yard line. And we're trying to figure out who's got the ball here. I think it's number 10, if I'm not mistaken. It's Thomas Fountain.
Of course, that's the purpose of that little deception move, to keep us in suspense as to who's got the ball. Yeah, it worked.
So the TNT team will put the ball into play at just shy of their own 30-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 with 1:37 remaining in the ball game, trailing 21-0 to NorthPointe Christian.
Well, what do you do here, Paul, if you've not had any lick of luck going through the air? Have they completed a pass?
No.
Okay.
Not to their own receivers.
Yeah. What are you going to do with a minute and 37 seconds here?
We got a whistle on the field. Let's see what the call is. It's timeout TNT. And that'll be their final one, I believe, with 1:37 remaining. And while we're at timeout, we're going to thank our underwriters once again. Michigan Building and Mechanical over on Clyde Park, just north of the station. Make sure you stop in and see Glenn and Cheryl for all of your heating and cooling needs. Remember, it's hard to stop a train. Also, Pet Supplies Plus and Mike Cawthey's group around the greater Grand Rapids area for all of your pets needs. And for your snow plowing and landscaping, call Greenleaf Outdoor Services. We thank them for making this possible and for their continued support of high school athletics in West Michigan.
Well, NorthPointe doesn't have a very long bus ride home. They're about 2 miles down the road.
That's true.
And it'll be a happy
I
bus.
was just going to say that. Yes, it will be. So the TNT team's about ready to put the ball in play. Mascaro behind center again. Drops straight back. He's going to try and air it out. He's got a man down there, and he's
got
Drew
one.
Scaife, and he stepped out of bounds at about the 43-yard line. First completion tonight inside NorthPointe territory at the 43. It's a 27-yard pickup.
Well, good for them. They completed a pass. That's a moral victory.
Yes, it is.
And it was a long downfield pass, too.
That's their longest offensive play of the ball game.
It is. If you're not familiar, I kind of just mentioned in passing that NorthPointe is just down the road. After this play, we'll fill you in on that.
Okay, Mascaro drops straight back again. He's going to air it out. He's got a man down there, wide open. Oh!
Right off
Just
his
off
chest.
Intended for Christian Gibbons, number 23. That was a touchdown in the making.
That was a quality pass, too.
Yes,
I don't
it
know
was.
whether NorthPointe put in some second stringers in the front line there, but they had more time to throw the ball that time, and he put it right on the numbers and just bounced off from his shoulder pads there.
So that stops the clock with 1:24 remaining. 2nd and 10 from the 43 of NorthPointe.
And as I said, they're just down the road. I think they're on Leonard, too, aren't they? Right across the street from Cornerstone.
I think you may be right. I know they're very close.
Yeah, I think they're on Leonard Street.
Mascaro airs it out again, intended for Scaife, and we're going to have a flag on the play. Let's see what the call is. It's probably going to be pass interference, but
I didn't see any interference there.
I didn't see it either, but from where the flag is thrown, that's probably going to be the call.
He was looking right at the play. You're right. I certainly didn't see any interference on that play.
Pass interference on the defense, and that'll be a 15-yard mark off. And give him.
Here you can see the play, and I don't know. I didn't see it then either.
So ball spotted inside the, we'll call it, say, about the 29-yard line where it's going to be. They've got second down. Okay, now they changed it to first down on the down marker. Mascaro's going to run the ball, and he's got real estate, and he's going to have a first down at the 16, 17-yard line. And see where they spot it. That'll move the sticks again and stop the clock momentarily.
That was a planned quarterback draw. He just took the ball in the shotgun position, hesitated, let the rushers come past him, and then just darted up the middle.
12-yard pickup there from Mascaro. 1st and 10 from his own 17. Drops back. He's looking for a man. Oh, he's going to run the ball again off the left side and cuts back. And he's going to be inside the 10, down to about the 5 for another first down. And it'll stop the clock again. Where's this been all night?
Briefly. They need to get up to the line of scrimmage here if they want to finish this drive off.
Another 12-yard pickup by Mascaro.
That clock started again.
Yeah,
See, they're losing seconds here. They got to snap that ball.
You might just spike it one of these times to stop it. He's got a pass. Oh, it's picked off right at about the 1-yard line.
Yeah.
See if we can get the number of the young man. Number 13, is it? 13, Nate Young, I believe, just picked that one off. And that will be the last time that TNT will touch the ball tonight, probably.
Yeah. They definitely have had at the end of both halves some clock management issues where they've wasted some seconds, and they just haven't handled that aspect of the game very well. They may want to think about instituting the hurry-up offense, at least inside of 2 minutes, because they haven't taken advantage of those hurry-up situations. Kept the ball moving. They haven't really put NorthPointe off balance.
Okay, we've got timeout here for NorthPointe Christian with 42 seconds remaining of the ball at their own 1 yard line. 1st and 10, and we're going to take timeout for this public service announcement with NorthPointe on top by a score of 21. Okay, once again, we're here at beautiful Forest Hills Northern, home away from home for TNT football, where TNT trails 21-0 with 42 seconds remaining in the ball game to the NorthPointe Christian Mustangs. The Mustangs with the ball at their own 1 yard line with 42 seconds remaining, and they're just going to take a snap.
Mm-hmm.
That's Tommy Tresh, the quarterback, basically taking a knee, although he can't really technically do that because he'd be in the end zone. So he does have to come forward.
Yep.
But they're going to spot it, give him a yard gain on the play, apparently.
Well, I've been impressed, Paul, with both programs, both relatively young programs and new coaches. They have represented themselves very, very well out on the field. You haven't seen a lot of confusion and inordinate amount of penalties or any of that kind of thing. They have played good football, both sides.
And that's going to be the final gun for the ball game, as the final score. NorthPointe Christian 21, TNT 0 in the inaugural game between these two schools. And at this point, we'll take time out for our public service announcement. Okay, once again, welcome to Forest Hills Northern, where the Mustangs of NorthPointe Christian have dominated TNT by a score of 21-0. I believe we're supposed to go up on top for the wrap-up, but I guess we'll just try and... Okay, all right. While we're getting prepared to do that, just run through things real quickly here. Pretty much no offense for the TNT ball club tonight. They just really couldn't get it going until the very end when they pushed it down inside the 5 yard line. And then unfortunately they had a picked off pass which ruined that only drive that really had a good chance of scoring for them. The Mustangs, on the other hand, got the scoring going with 7:47 to go in the first quarter on a 17-yard pass from quarterback Tommy Tresh to Johnny DeLong. The extra point attempt was wide, and the score stood 6-0 in favor of NorthPointe. They scored again in the second quarter with 5:56 to go on a 53-yard run by Johnny DeLong as he faked a punt and made a couple of beautiful moves on the run, going 53 yards. The extra point attempt was wide left, and the score stood 12-0. And it stayed that way for pretty much a good portion until late in the third quarter, when with about 3:29 remaining, a punt was blocked and rolled out of the end zone and gave the Mustangs a safety and their 14-0 lead at that time. Then late in the ball game, with about 1:46 remaining, a fumble was picked up and returned on a muffed punt return, and that touchdown with a extra point kick by Bloom made it 21-0. That's where the final score is going to stand. It was pretty much played between the 40-yard lines tonight.
Yeah, the one thing that stands out to me watching this game is just the the speed and the quickness of NorthPointe on both sides of the ball. They were extremely fast.
Yeah, they really neutralized the size advantage
Yeah.
that TNT had on the line of
They
about
did.
250 pounds.
Yep.
And
They did. We're gonna just again comment on the fact they were running plays down from behind. They were clogging up the middle. They made interceptions. The quickness of the defense, in particular, just was outstanding for NorthPointe tonight. And then a couple of big plays. The pass plays on that initial drive, the fake punt, beautiful run down the field there.
you know, the irony, though, Mark, is as strong as their defense was, TNT's really wasn't bad either,
No,
because TNT
no.
actually ended up with more yardage
Yeah,
than
yeah.
NorthPointe.
No. Both teams again represented themselves very, very well tonight. You know, both coaches can be very proud, in spite of the fact that we had a shutout here, 21-0. It was a lot closer than that.
Yes, it was. And I think the thing that really hurt TNT was the fact that NorthPointe had such good field position most of the night.
Yeah, and they earned that. I mean, they blocked those punts.
Yep.
Again, quickness was the key word there. They
Couple
got in.
turnovers.
They got in on the quarterback all the time. They stopped plays in the backfield. They shot gaps. They ran down balls that were in the air and defended them. They just played a whale of a football game, really on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
So
And going forward, I think this is going to be a rivalry that is going to be fun to watch in the future.
Yeah, I think so too. And it's kind of neat. This is TNT's home field. They're sharing it obviously with Forest Hills Northern, but what a great setting here. And both teams had good crowds out, so it was a great night.
Yes,
We
it
had a
was.
lot of fun.
Beautiful night. So for Mark Bergsman, this is Paul Cableman saying thank you for watching tonight. Hope you enjoyed the ball game. Next week we hope to see you at Granville, where the Falcons of East Kentwood will be visiting the Bulldogs. And for the rest of our staff and our crew, we thank them again. For Underwriters, Michigan Building and Mechanical, Pet Supplies Plus, and Greenleaf Outdoor Services, thank you for making this possible. Again, have a great night, and God bless you.
Wow.